Beloved, the door can be opening before you see the man. It can be opening before there is a text message, before there is a conversation, before there is anyone standing in front of you who looks like an answer. And that is what makes this season so difficult. God often begins opening the door while you are still inside the tent, doing ordinary things, trying not to expect too much. Before I go further, I want to say this carefully. When I tell you the door is opening, I am not giving you a date to circle. I am not promising you a calendar. I am telling you something about how God works, that He begins opening doors before there is any visible movement on the outside, and that the woman whose story I am going to walk you through felt exactly the slow erosion you are feeling. Her name was Sarah. And what God did at the door of her tent on an ordinary afternoon reveals the kind of God who can meet you at yours right now. When was the last time you let yourself fully expect it? Not hope for it. Hope is something you can do with both eyes half closed. Not trust God's timing. That phrase has been worn down by use until it does not always cost you anything anymore. I am asking something more specific. When was the last time you stood inside the expectation that it is actually possible, not as an abstract someday, but as something God is able to bring into the real life you are living right now? If you cannot remember if the answer is, I do not know, it has been a while, then what you are about to hear tonight is not generic hope. It is a door with your name on it. Open Genesis chapter 18. The scene is hot. The text says, it is the heat of the day. And listen to the very first verse. Abraham is sitting at the door of his tent, not somewhere else in the encampment, at the door. He is in his old age, in the shade, in an ordinary afternoon, and he looks up. 3 men are standing in front of him, not approaching from a distance, not walking up the road, standing. Already there. The text does not say he saw them coming. It says he looked up and they were there. That detail is not small. The visitors of God do not arrive with footsteps in the dust. They arrive standing, already present, ready to speak. And the door of the tent, the door Abraham was sitting beside, is the exact place where heaven made contact with that afternoon. Beloved, that door in Genesis 18 is the door of your video tonight. The door where the visitor arrives without warning. The door that has already started opening before anyone inside sees it. Abraham runs to greet them. He offers water, rest, food. He hurries into the tent to tell Sarah to prepare bread. The whole scene is movement and hospitality. But notice where Sarah is. She is inside the tent, working. She did not see the visitors arrive at the door. She is just hearing voices through the fabric. And while she is working, one of the visitors, the one who is the Lord Himself, asks Abraham a question. Where is Sarah, your wife? The Lord already knew where Sarah was. The question was not for information. It was a way of placing her name at the door of the conversation, of calling attention to her by name from outside the tent. Then comes the promise, spoken where she can hear it through the fabric. I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, shall have a son. She is 89 years old. She has been waiting for decades. She has tried to make this happen with her own hands and watched it backfire badly. And somewhere along the way, quietly, almost imperceptibly, her heart wrapped itself in something protective, a quiet internal acceptance that maybe The promise was for Abraham more than for her. That the specific shape of what she had hoped for was not coming. She was not bitter. She still believed in God. She had simply, gracefully made a kind of peace. So when she hears those words through the fabric, "Your wife shall have a son," something involuntary happens inside her chest. She laughs to herself, inside, not out loud, not rebelliously. Just the quiet, almost embarrassed flicker of a woman whose expectancy has slowly eroded into resignation, even while her faith remained. The laugh was not unbelief wearing a mask. It was the sound of hope that had been waiting so long it grew a callus over itself. Beloved, you have laughed that laugh, maybe not in a moment you can name. But there has been a time when someone told you God still has someone for you, that your story is not done, and somewhere inside you, very quietly, a part of you laughed. Not because you do not believe, because you have been hoping so long that hoping has started to feel like a loyalty you keep out of habit, not out of expectancy. Then comes the verse that changes everything. The Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh?" Sarah laughed silently, inside a tent, behind fabric, in the most private possible place. And the Lord heard it and named it, not to condemn her, but to call it into the open so he could answer it. Then he speaks the hinge of the entire chapter. Is anything too hard for the Lord? And in the same breath, he renews the promise at the appointed time. The door is opening with her name on it. Even over her laugh. There are 5 things this scene reveals about the door God is opening in your life right now. Each one is for you. The first is this. The door begins opening before you can see any movement. The text says Abraham looked up and the visitors were standing there. Not approaching, standing. The arrival had already happened before anyone noticed it. Beloved, the work that needs to happen for the door of your life to open has already begun in ways that have not yet given you any visible signal. You have not seen anything because the visitors do not arrive with footsteps in the dust. They arrive standing at the door, already there. The is opening of this promise is not a future tense. It is present. The visitors who will speak the promise over your life are already at the door of your tent. The next time you find yourself wondering if anything is happening, yes, lift up your eyes. The second, he brings your name to the door of the conversation. One of the deepest wounds of a long wait is the feeling that you have become generic in God's eyes. That the promises in the Bible are for the faithful woman, capital F, capital W, an abstract category, and not for you specifically. Some of you, when you pray, have begun to pray for a woman like me, for some godly, single woman who is waiting. You have generalized yourself because it felt too vulnerable to pray for you by name. But the Lord does not generalize you. He asked, "Where is Sarah?" Not because he did not know, but because he wanted her name on the table. The door he is opening has your name on it, not the name of a category, not the name of any woman who waits long enough, but yours. The third, and this is the one I want you to receive most carefully tonight. The door opens over the laugh you hid, not against it. Sarah's laugh was interior, behind fabric, silent. And the Lord heard it, not as a gotcha, not as a disqualifier. He named it gently, with a question, the way you might name something to a person you love, not to shame them, but to bring it into the open so it can be answered. Beloved, the quiet interior agreement that maybe this is for other women, he has heard that. The small reflexive disbelief that flickers when someone prays over your love life. He has heard that. The resigned semi-peace you have made, He has heard that too. And He is not condemning any of it. He is naming it, so He can answer it. Sarah's interior laugh did not delay the promise by one day. It came at the appointed time anyway. The erosion of your expectancy is not closing the door. The door is opening over the laugh, not against it. The fourth, the door opens on His timing, not your panic. The Lord says it twice in the chapter, about this time next year, and at the appointed time. The promise does not come with a vague someday attached. It comes with timing on God's calendar, a calendar you cannot see. One of the slow tortures of a long wait is the suspicion that the wait is unbounded, that you are walking into a fog that has no edge. But the text gives you a different word, at the appointed time. The door is not opening into a meaningless forever. It is opening under the care of a God who knows the appointed time. You may not be given the date, you may not understand the pace, but the timing is not empty, and the wait is not unbounded. Trust the calendar you cannot see. And the fifth, the door does not open just into a relationship. It opens into joy. In the chapters that follow Genesis 18, Sarah conceives. At the appointed time, exactly when the Lord said. She names the boy Isaac, which means laughter. The same laugh she laughed inside the tent, the quiet laugh of resigned semi-peace, was transformed into the laugh of arms that are finally full. The same Hebrew word, the same sound, but the meaning was entirely different. What had been the sound of disbelief became the sound of joy. The God who heard the first laugh turned it into the second. So, when I tell you the door is opening, hear what is on the other side of it. Not just a man, not just a season change. The transformation of the very sound you have been making inside the tent. The laugh of resignation becoming the laugh of joy. That is what the door opens into. Beloved, the question He asked Sarah is the question He is asking you tonight. Is anything too hard for the Lord? Sit with it. Do not let it pass quickly. The question is not asking you to perform faith or believe harder. It is asking you to look at the God you have been walking with for years, the God who has been faithful, who has answered specific prayers in your life, who has held your story this far without dropping it, and to answer honestly. The laugh you laughed assumed it might be too hard. The laugh said, I am too tired, too much time has passed, the moment is too far gone. But the question is asking you to look at the laugh and decide whether it fits the God you are actually dealing with. Does the laugh fit Him, or does it fit your fear? If anything is too hard for the Lord, then the laugh is right and the door is closed. But if nothing is too hard for Him, if the God who parted the sea, who raised the dead, who has held your name in His hand this whole time, if nothing is too hard for that God, then the laugh does not fit. And the door is opening, and the timing is in His hands. And the visitors are at the door of your tent. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not the woman for whom this kind of story does not happen. You are her. The door has your name on it. The appointed time is held by a God who has never been careless with your story, and He is moving you forward day by day, whether you feel it or not. Walk to the door of the tent, beloved. Look up. The same God who asked Sarah, "Is anything too hard for me?" is asking you tonight. And the only answer that fits Him, the only answer that has ever fit him is no. Nothing is too hard for the Lord. If tonight you heard something, if the laugh that has been living quietly inside you got named in a way you needed it named, I want you to drop one phrase in the comments as a witness to yourself. Write, "My door is opening." Let it be your declaration, not a performance, just a quiet agreement that the laugh no longer speaks for you and that the door has your name on it. And if you have a sister who has been laughing inside, in private, for too long, send her this. Tell her the visitors are at the door of her tent. Tell her her name is on the door. And if this message blessed you, remember to like, subscribe, and share so others can be strengthened by the Word of God. God bless you.